My deepest apologies for sounding like I'm underwater. The reason for that is because I probably am. Hey, what's going on, boys? So, here I am in my parents' basement bathroom on this crappy uh, built-in webcam. And I'm going to explain to you a few things about where I've been, where I'm going to be for the next couple of months. So, first things first, I got a new job, 8 hours a day at a cheese factory, so lots of heavy lifting. Surprisingly, I didn't think there'd be that much either, but yeah, there's that. So I also joined a gym, which like I just joined, so I'm like I'm still trying to get back in shape. And I'm gonna try and put on a little bit of muscle maybe before the summer's over. I don't know. Depends on how hard I want to work at it. And so that's probably the main reason why there hasn't been a lot of content or any since I've been home. Even though I do have Wi-Fi, I just haven't felt like playing the game because in my spare time I've been doing other things like watching videos, and I played Bioshock Infinite, which was a fucking sweet ass game. A few maybe minor things that I didn't necessarily agree with in terms of they were a bit too much of a stretch, but a very good game nonetheless. And I still have lots of other games that I bought like 2 summers ago on the PS3 that I haven't played yet, like the entire Uncharted series, Darksiders, I think, the first Darksiders, so I haven't even looked at 2 yet, and Assassin's Creed 2, which I just haven't played through yet for reasons unknown to me. So I'm going to try and jump through those. I played Bioshock 1 again. I've just been doing other things in my time. It's not like I haven't tried to put videos up. I tried to put up a showdown live video with everybody, but silly me, I forgot to click record my audio. So it would have been a Skype call with random gaps where I was talking, and it just couldn't go up. It would have been awesome because I got my ass beat by a dude with like a pile of swine instead of a mammoth swine. He had a bunch of really bad stuff, and I had like a semi-legitimate team. And I got beat by it. Crit freeze on the first turn didn't help, but that's still no excuse. And so I've tried, and I do have a few Wi-Fi battles stocked up from like months ago, from December, both from the A-Team series and not from that series in 4th gen. So I think the A-Team series, you guys are just tired of it, and I'm kind of tired of it too. So it's gonna be done. I'm calling it. It's done for right now. Maybe I'll upload the particularly good ones that I still have left, just at random at some point. But until then, the series is just kaput. Too many people use the team. Too many people played too many games, and that was it. So I kind of wish it didn't take me 2 hours to find a way to record with this webcam because I deleted the Asus software or whatever. So I had to find. I tried Livestream Procaster. I tried 2 other things and they didn't work, and finally I got something that will record from a webcam. Jesus Christ. I didn't think it would be so hard, but it was. So I have about 10% battery left. I'm going to try and go record a narration right now. Try and do it real quick before my battery dies. I don't like my chances, but if I do, it'll be right after this one, and if I didn't, then I'll probably just cut off this end part and split right to the conclusion, which is going to begin now. Okay. Like I said, I haven't really felt like playing pokes. I've played a few matches, like I said, and I'll try and get them up. Try and get them up maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks. So maybe. Kind of like the pace that's already going. I'm sorry. I know you guys, I like putting them up. I like making them, but there's just not a lot of incentive. I'm really tired at the end of every day, and, I'm going to try. I'll try and get one up at least every other week. Don't hold me to that, though. So, see you guys later, I guess. Sure. End it right there. End it with a cliffhanger, even though there wasn't a cliffhanger. This is a match I had against a guy named TrueRaizen from the Smoke on Wi-Fi Battle Finder. I had it a couple of hours ago, so it should be fresh in my mind what I was thinking. And I've just got a random team of dudes. Specs Alakazam lead. to hopefully try and like maybe psych someone out into thinking maybe they can live a hit, and then they get psyched out and they can't. And nope, not the case. He's got a Crobat and I've got a Zam, but I switched out first. That means my Zam is actually faster than that Crobat, which really perplexed me. So he must not be running max speed. And Donphan versus Heatran. This is a very good situation. This Donphan has a little bit of special defense, just enough so that I know I can probably live any hit. Maybe a Specs Overheat could have killed me, but not a whole lot else. And I'm going to be able to fire off an Earthquake back in his face, and unfortunately he has a Shuka Berry and he's going to be able to just hang on, and that's going to prevent me from getting my rocks up. I know he's going to switch moves, so I know I can't exactly go to Infernape trying to resist fire. I can't go anywhere really I could have gone to maybe Shedinja, but then like Shedinja can't exactly hurt Heatran back, so I was kind of stuck. I'm going to go right back to Zam though, because I know he's not Scarfed at this point, and even if he was Scarfed, I think Zam might outspeed. Probably not actually, so it's still a free Specs Psychic for Zam, and in comes the Rotom Wash. So I'm expecting him to predict a switch and not go right for Shadow Ball, so I'm going to stay in with Zam, and I turn it to be right. He's going to stay in and go for a T-Volt, and he actually went first, so he was Scarfed. I'm going to keep that knowledge in my brain as I go for Psychic. It doesn't quite kill it, which I didn't expect it would, because Rotom still has very good special defense, and that's going to give me a free go into Shedinja, since I know he can't exactly switch moves to Shadow Ball. So he's forced to switch, and that gives me a free turn to go for Will-O-Wisp, and it hits a Quagsire. So I don't exactly want to sit in here and get Toxic, and I don't exactly have a great guy to come in and take a Toxic. Like, I could go to Metagross, but then I'm going to get Earthquaked in the face, and although it's burned, it's still going to hurt. And I need Metagross at as high of HP as possible, so I felt like my only option was Alakazam, and I could go for Grass Knot here, just to make sure I take it out, but I felt like Psychic, it kind of has a chance. I mean, Quagsire doesn't have the best special defense, and I'm Specs, so Alakazam, come on. But unfortunately, I just missed out on the KO, and his Earthquake is actually going to do just enough to take me to the point where poison damage is going to kill me. I just felt like Psychic was my best option. It's going to hurt anything that wanted to come in. Grass Knot kind of doesn't really do a whole lot, depending on who you hit. So I felt like I wanted to do the maximum damage that I could possibly do to anything. I know that Shedinja is 5 base speed faster than Quagsire, so an X-Scissor will be able to take it out. It has a pretty good defense stat, so I wasn't sure if Sneak would take it out from there, so I had to risk being faster, but it wasn't really much of a risk if I'm higher naturally. In comes an Infernape, and this thing is actually very, very threatening. It has, a stab move that can hurt me real bad, and he decides to hit me with Stone Edge as I just sneak him. And I'm going to stay in and sneak again because I don't have a thing to take a hit from an Infernape. He decides to bring in his Crobat this turn, which I don't 100% agree with, because it gives me a chance to save my Shedinja at least, but fortunately for him, I don't exactly have a great thing to take hits from a Crobat from either, so my Shedinja is actually going to go down to a Brave Bird, and I wanted to keep him around, but unfortunately he just had to go. So this gives me a free turn to bring in pretty much whoever I want. Alakazam would be nice since I know I'm faster, but he's unfortunately gone. I'm going to go to Metagross and try and set up an Agility, but unfortunately he sees it coming, goes for Taunt. I didn't think he would go for Taunt because Metagross can do a whole bunch of stuff, including one-hit KO Crobats, but I guess the Rock Polish set is just that popular that nowadays that people decide to taunt them first thing. So he decides to U-turn out and goes into a Fortress, which completely and utterly walls my Metagross, so I have to be able to take this thing out before I can get a Rock Polish up to begin with anyways. So I'm going to go to Blastoise and hope that he sets up spikes and doesn't explode or Earthquake or anything, and thankfully he does, and that's going to give me a free Water Spout. I don't think he was expecting Scarf Blastoise, because nobody does. Nobody even expects Blastoise to begin with. So Scarf Water Spout actually manages to take him out. Didn't have any lefties, so I'm not really sure what kind of Fori that was. Maybe it had like a Custap Berry or something. Or maybe it did have lefties and I just missed it. But either way, this is the hugest turn of the game. So I know I can live a T-Bolt from this thing, so that's why I stayed in. I should have, however, not stayed in. I get very lucky that he crits me there, and that gives me a free switch to my Metagross, and that crit by him essentially won me the game, assuming he doesn't get a paralysis, and assuming he doesn't get a crit on my Metagross, I'm going to win the game at this point. Reasons being, I can one-hit KO everything he's got. His Fortress, as soon as it went down, that was his last real chance at handling my Metagross, and he really should have worked harder to keep it alive. He should have not... Well, I mean, that's where the unexpectedness of a Scarf Blastoise comes into play. And, I checked my rock... after Rock Polish, I'm 3 points faster than Timid Max Speed Rotom with a Scarf. And that obviously also means I'm faster than a Crobat that's not even max speed. So once this thing goes down, all he's got left is an Infernape, and he's going to have to hope for a crit Mach Punch, which he actually gets, but it still doesn't quite take me out. So that was a great game, dude. And what I should have done on that play was switch to my own Infernape, because my own Infernape is completely useless. It's the worst Infernape I've ever made. It has HP investment instead of max speed, so... his Infernape would have outsped mine, and I would have managed to KO it with a close combat, probably. So, what I should have done was sacrifice that thing to Rotom to get my eventual free switch into Metagross, and then I still would have had the game. We would have been in the same situation, assuming he stays in to kill my Infernape with his Rotom, which I think he would, because in Infernape, he doesn't know that my Infernape sucks. So, I get very lucky that he critted my Blastoise and killed it, because if my Blastoise had survived and killed his Rotom with Water Spout, which it probably would have, even though it would have lost HP because of Torrent and because it was so low, he could have gone to Crobat, and then with Crobat in there, I can't get up a Rock Polish. His Infernape gets a free Fire move on my Metagross, and that would probably honestly kill it. So unless he used Flare Blitz, and his Flare Blitz took him down low enough to where a Mach Punch from my Infernape would kill it, which it is max attack with a Life Orb, so I mean, it could have still been there, but then he still might have had Crobat, and I'm Theory Moning way too hard right now. But that's just been so long since I've played. Definitely he lost the match when he let his Fortress die, and that's why Blastoise gets the MVP, just for Unexpected Scarf and Unexpected Water Spout. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. See you in a couple weeks with my next narration, I guess. I'm still sick. I'll see you guys later.